NSG is basically a guy who just does too much stuff. A lot of stuff gets happen, like a lot of stuff get done. But yeah, I write, I produce, and I work with lots of people. Really, I collaborate. But you know, I love music, and you know, I make music. I didn't kind of choose. I was just there. I was just, you know, I was young. My parents moved there. My mum. And suddenly I just realized, hey, I live in London, isn't it cool? And it is cool. And I'm Indonesian too, not forgetting about that, you know, because of the food that I eat. And so that's a constant reminder that I'm Indonesian, but don't forget, hey, I'm in London and there's a lot of different type of people, and it's pretty awesome being there, and it's also pretty awesome being Indonesian too. I live in an area called Hackney, and it's in East London, and it's very rich in culture, cultural diversity, and there's lots of different people just being really creative, and I just kind of embraced that and embraced myself and embraced who I am and then embraced the environment. From there I just, you know, wanted to create and want to kind of like express myself through I started off, you know, being well, I was into theatre when I was really young, and then from then I just developed into music really. Every social media is important. I mean, YouTube is because it's the only social media where I can actually just like I can express myself visually. I'm an extrovert. Yeah, I'm an extrovert person, and you know, I like to express myself visually as well as, you know, having the actual musical product there. So I think it fits my character and it fits my creative philosophy perfectly. Being able to, you know, visually represent myself, because generally I don't really take myself too seriously, because you know what I represent is something quite fun and vibrant and colourful, and you know, due to my upbringing and the environment that I'm in, and it's important for me to be able to express myself visually. Hold Me Closer is kind of like a mix between like a Snow Patrol track and Block Party, you know, with that the whole indie kind of sound, but so I wanted to kind of like recreate that, and I really wanted to create something that's really kind of emotional in an epic way. I didn't really kind of take myself seriously on that track. I just wanted to create something really epic and really fun and colourful, you know. It wasn't kind of like a serious track, and it just happened like literally in half an hour, and recorded it. I put it up on YouTube. People seemed to love it, and then I made a music video for it, and it's you know, I still get messages till this day how much people love that track, and some people played it at their wedding and stuff like that. So you know, I can't take that away from the people who appreciate it. So you know, I think that's the beauty of music. You know, sometimes when something doesn't really mean anything to you, but it means to other people, it's great, you know, and good. I'm glad I was able to make that music. As for dirty fat boy, is a phrase that I coined about myself, because you know, I'm quite, when I perform live, quite aggressive, and you know, before I did the whole kind of like dance music thing, I was very much into the hip hop, and I was in a band as well, and it was kind of like a really hardcore kind of like punkish rap group. It was a mess, but it was great. It's good fun being in a band. And I just coined that phrase really, because you know, when I perform live, I usually show people my belly, and you know, I say, oh, here comes the fat boy, and like I used to say that a lot, like yo, here comes the fat boy, and then so you know, I want to recreate that energy that I had back then in my new sound, and you know, and then I made that track really, and it was kind of like it was a mix between like a dubstep and funky house, tribal kind of thing, which was like really hot. Still now, I think it's quite, the movement is quite cool in London, in the UK, a funky house kind of like tribal element, and yeah, so I just created that and add my verses to it, and yeah, and made the video, and you know, and just kind of move on from that really. So oh well, the bear attack thing was actually is a bear suit, and it was actually a bear suit. It's not. I wear it like a coat. It was originally like it was a jacket, and originally it was like I got it for a party, but afterwards like, you know, I thought, well, this is kind of cool. So I told my friend, oh, can you make it? Well, can I just cut it? I went to a local tailor, and they cut it up, and I decided to wear it because it's kind of like an alter. Like when I was when I was into dance music, I wanted to kind of differentiate my old NSG to the new one, where I started exploring producing dance music and start making remixes. So, and it just kind of like one day I just coined the phrase bear attack, and it just kind of makes sense because you know, a lot of DJs, it's kind of a different personality from my like rapping performances, and it's fun to wear and girls love it. So I get lots of hugs and kisses in clubs, and I like that because that's just me. And yeah.
You tune in to the sounds of NSG Star.
You know, I see a lot of opportunities here, and you know, not forgetting where, you know, I go back to Indonesia like once every 2 years, and every time I go back to Indonesia, I see lots of changes culturally, politically, creatively. There's always development, there's always people striving to improve themselves, and unfortunately there's also a bleak nature to it as well. You know, the industry, the fickle mentality of some people who doesn't want to progress. They're scared of progression because they're comfortable of making money the easy way, not the, you know, not the collective kind of way. I feel like there's a role for me here as well as in the UK. You know, every time I go back, I feel passionate about my country and its development, as well as in the UK as well. And symbiotically, it helps each other out. You know, every time I go back to Indonesia, I feel inspired and I feel myself creatively progressing because I listen to new music. And when I go back to the UK, I meet my people, I meet my friends, and you know, I share my ideas, and you know, naturally it just works well. Well, we're independent, and I take pride of being independent because you know, first with the 4 boys, you know, we wanted really amazing people working with you know, really great talent. I saw a gap in the market in Indonesia because you know, I'm a big, you know, when I'm not making dance music, I write pop music, you know, and I'm known for writing pop music, and I've done writing pop music for UK artists and Indonesian artists too. You know, I said to myself, look, if Beatles were Indonesian and right now, what would they be? Well, they wouldn't be a band because band would be an old concept now, but in the 60s it's a new concept, and they were really likable. You know, they come from different backgrounds, some from working class backgrounds, some from, you know, more affluent, but like generally, because they're from Liverpool, they're quite working class. And I wanted to kind of like recreate that kind of like youth spirit, and added a lot of like dance element to it and dance production, and hence I created that, you know, and I included a lot of kind of like dance music production to it, added with my songwriting and keeping it also Melayu. For some listeners, it might be like the production might be confusing, but hopefully with that sincerity of the lyrics, you know, of the emotional thing, and you know, I'm trying to create a balance between making something really cool but really sincere as well, and something vibrant and something energetic and powerful, but yeah, it's commercially viable, that will reach the masses. And so far, you know, we've got a lot of different, mainly young people, mainly girls liking it. I mean, we haven't kind of like tapped into the dance communities. I don't know how they will receive us, you know, in Indonesia, but you know, so far we've got 25,000 fans in Facebook, and there's a lot of creative control that the boys have as well. So they're not exactly robots, you know. Like they create their own choreography, which is quite unique, I think. You know, most of the time boy bands just, you know, do this, and you know, most of the time I communicate with them, you know, because they're very experienced. I mean, one of them used to be an Indonesian Idol finalist. One is a boy from he used to be studying at I.con.speak with a dance company, very popular dance company, Jeko Siompo. And also another one is a he's a model, and he does a lot of adverts on TV. He did an advert with Agnes Monica and all that. So they're very successful individual. Now, how can we combine them? Because they're also culturally different as well. We've got one Chinese Indonesian, we've got a local Indonesian boy, and we've got a guy from Flores. So they're very different. So you know, just it's pretty much like they're like Bhinneka Tunggal Ika blinged up. Absolutely, yes. We just need to accept who we are and our imperfections and some of our realities. We need to be able to realize that music is not really class-based. It's not for the wealthy, it's not for the poor. This is why, why subgenres like dubstep and, electro house, they're all created from working class areas, working class background. If the more we accept who we are and our culture and integrate with the modern life that we live in, and in that middle ground somewhere, there is the future of dance music in Indonesia. Personally, I think it's electro dangdut, and I'm gonna invent that. Nah, not really. Coming back to dangdut is part of dance music, and we can't deny that actually. I mean, if you look at like fidget house, it's got that tight rhythm, ding tak tak, and there's this somewhere along those lines, somewhere along those rhythms, there is this identity of what real Indonesian dance music is that will bridge those two communities together, and there will be a day where Indonesia will give birth to a superstar DJ. That's for everyone, not just for those who can afford to go nightclubs. I work with a laptop and a headphone, and that is pretty much most of my work, like 85% of the work. Just to to make my clients feel good, we go to studio, record vocals. But generally, I'll go to a cafe like this, and I got the vocals already mixed down, and I take my laptop out, I do my work, I produce on it, I do my emails, I do my social network stuff, I communicate with my fan base that way. And yeah, so I'm quite simple really. I'm quite anti-studio. I like being able to go here and there and work as long as there's a laptop and there's a music software Ableton Live. I'm good. What do I think about illegal download? Well, it's no, it doesn't suck. It's if you want the fresher stuff, I mean, there's a website called I go to Hypem a lot, a hype machine to check what's hot in the blogs and whatnot. And technically, when you download all this stuff, it's technically illegal, but it is the thing that drives scenes. Websites and blogs is what drives dance music scenes. So I think it's cool. I mean, if you really, really want to buy it, there's Beatport, there's iTunes, but mainly Beatport and other like Juno download. But most of the time, I think with dance communities, I think most people just want to buy because they want to pay the best quality music. As for illegal download, you just have to confront it. It's people don't want to buy music, but people do want to see you live, and people, if they love your music, people do want to buy whatever you want create. Events, merchandise. So, unfortunately, the value of music is pretty much not there anymore for some people, and you just have to face the reality. And if you deny it, then it's bye, go back to 1997. Yo, Asia, what's happening? It's your boy N to the S to the G, and right about now you're tuning into DanceSignal.com.
Cintaku tuh selamanya, kau dan aku selamanya.